and welcome back into another edition of Half Hour Huddle. I'm Aaron Suttles, the Director of Content for Yay, Alabama. I got an exciting one for you today. He was just named SEC Defensive Player of the Week, inside linebacker Jihaad Campbell. We'll get to him in just a second. But as always, just a couple of housekeeping items as you guys are enjoying your off week along with the Alabama football team. Your heart can take a break, right? This team has put some stress on you with some exciting wins here in the last few weeks, but you get to take a break, give your heart a break, and just watch some college football, hang out with the fam, go to a pumpkin patch, whatever you guys are going to do this weekend. But as you do that, make sure you're always checking out yay-alabama.com. Make sure you're telling your friends how they can support the official NIL entity at the University of Alabama to keep the programs well-funded, to keep them successful the way this year's team is across the board. We got basketball getting ready to start. They got some exciting talent. And the football team back in the top 10, number 9, with a 34-20 win over Tennessee. So check out Yay-Alabama. Tell your friends about it. Make sure they're getting subscriptions. We need to get those numbers up so we can compete against these best programs in the country. There on yay-alabama.com, you'll find our latest merchandise, T-shirts, polos, hats. We got outerwear now. We got quarter zips. We got hoodies. You name it. We got it. Make sure that you're standing out from the crowd in your Alabama gear. As there in a couple of weeks, there's a big one coming to Bryant-Denny Stadium, a game that's going to go a long way to deciding the SEC West title. The LSU Tigers coming to town, facing the number 9 Alabama Crimson Tide. So make sure you're following us on all our social channels as well, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. And without further ado, we bring in the SEC Defensive Player of the Week, Mr. Jihaad Campbell. Jihaad, what's going on, bud?
How you doing today?
Well, we appreciate you joining us. I got to ask you, what was your what's your week been like after the huge open score touch? I've heard Bryant-Denny in some loud environments, but the moment that Braz got the strip sack and you picked up the ball, the noise, I don't know if you remember it, but the noise just went incredible. What was that moment like for you?
So, well, let me just get started with the week. It's definitely been positive, definitely been good. Just being around my teammates and positive people in the town. And then for that play, I want to say, I give all kudos to my teammates because they're the ones who helped me, make that play successful. So, I give my kudos to Praz and the other pass rushers, the D line as well. Just getting back there to the quarterback, just so I could pick the ball up and score.
Were you worried about getting hogged down? Because there was a back
so as I picked the ball up, I was looking to the side. I was trying to look to the side, but not really. And then I just realized, oh snap, somebody trying to tackle me. So then I tried to pick my knees up.
It's funny. I was heading to the field, so I got on coming out of the tunnel right as that play happens, and the place goes crazy. What was funny is that Jeff Allen walked you over to the bench, sat you down, and gave you some oxygen. He's like, "All right, I need you to calm down." It was
yeah. That time right there, man, I was just so I was confused. I got to the sideline, I was super tired. And then he was just trying to, just give me some oxygen just to cool me down because I was going back on the field after that play, I think, because, we had to kick the ball off and then defense was back up. So,
well, for those that don't know, Jihaad Campbell, I've been blessed to be around him some in the facility there at Malmore, and he's got a tremendous one thing I always tell people about Jihaad, obviously a great football player. You don't get to be at Alabama and put yourself in a position to play at Alabama unless you're a great player. Obviously, he's got the talent, but he's just got a 100-watt smile. The first thing I tell people, you got to see Jihaad. He's always smiling. He's always in a good mood. What's the secret for those of us who have to pump ourselves up to be in a good mood? You seem to walk around and always be in a good mood. What's the secret to your personality?
I mean, hey, just stay positive. That's it. That's all I say. I always was positive in my life. So, and my foundation, my family, they always was positive to me. It's always supporting me in anything I do. So. That's what I get. All right.
If you have any questions for Jihaad, we had some pre-submitted before this from our subscribers. But if you're watching this now on our social media channels, you'll see a button beneath the video called comment. You can comment and ask Jihaad Campbell's. Now, let's go to our first question from our subscriber. David wants to know, what made you decide that Alabama was the school for you during the recruiting process?
So originally, I don't know if anybody followed me during my recruiting process, but I was committed to Clemson.
That's right.
And I decommitted. Things happened over there, and I just decommitted. And I took my last two visits, which were Alabama and Texas A&M. And I was coming to Bama before A&M visit. So I came down here. So I was like, okay, this is a nice little town. And then like when I was actually being toured around into like those facilities and everything else, and talking to the coaches, I started to realize more. I was like, okay, it's more than just like the name of it. And as I started to understand that, I went back to the hotel that night and I started to think. But obviously, my next visit was A&M, so I went to A&M, and that visit was pretty cool. So then I went back home after that one, and I was kind of sick. I wasn't like feeling pretty good. So then I was talking to my mom, and I want to say like I woke up. I forgot what day it was, but it was a couple days before the day. And I just told her, I said, Mom, I'm going to Bama.
Really?
Yeah, that's my decision. So
I do remember you being committed to Clemson, and then obviously the defensive coordinator left and took the job at Oklahoma and sort of
yeah,
changed things up for you. But I remember it was a huge deal that when you committed to Alabama. You were originally an edge rusher, right? You were an outside
yeah,
linebacker.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I played edge rush in high school, kind of like I want to say a little bit of like Will and Mike linebacker, but not really though.
What's that transition been like for you inside?
It's been a very great transition. I want to say definitely freshman year, which is last year, it was definitely like a learning year for me. Just being behind those guys and understanding those positions, and I give special thanks to Henry, Moody,
Yeah.
D-Law, who's still here with me. So I definitely give thanks to those guys, who helped me during the process of being a middle linebacker and understanding how to be effective communicator in the defense along with all the other guys. So.
Yeah. Some great group of linebackers before and after
Definitely.
current at Alabama. Let's grab another question here. This one coming from David. Great game Saturday. Are there any players who you look up to and inspire you to work hard?
Like NFL wise or just
Anybody?
college?
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, okay, so let me take this back. Let me take this all the way back. So my favorite player used to be Megatron and Leo Jones. But that was back in my receiver days. That was back in my receiver days. But now I want to say, I look up to great linebackers in the league who are Fred Warner, Darius Leonard, and obviously Ray Lewis, Michael Parsons as well. Just guys who had constant, I want to say, just success in their pass rushes and their fundamentals, like the way that they read their keys. So it's definitely great. I
Is that
definitely
is
look up to
that
those guys.
is there one thing that you look for when you evaluate a linebacker or like judging another linebacker, sort of studying them? What are the things that you're looking at?
So the things I'm looking at, I want to say, is just fundamentals and keys. Are you reading your keys? Your alignment, your assignment. Are you at the right place at the right time? Are you around the ball? Are you being effective? Because that's what it's all about. I feel like just being a linebacker. Most importantly, like I said earlier, just being an effective communicator. With everybody on the whole defense, because it's like you're the quarterback basically of the whole defense. So, that's the things that I look at.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that with your relationship with Deontay and Trez. I mean, it just seems like you guys, and even the outside guys with Brad is just a solid guy, been in the program a long time in Dallas. What's that relationship? I mean, you could probably stack the Alabama linebackers up against pretty much any program in the country. You guys got a solid group of linebackers.
Definitely, yeah. I want to say, I love all my guys, outside linebackers, inside DBs, offense. Man, everybody, you name it. I ain't gonna lie. I got my guys against whoever we play, and that's that. I love them. Just like they my brothers. So, we always have fun in here. We do a lot.
Yeah.
We
Well,
definitely
talk
do
to me
do
a
a
little
lot
bit
with
about
each
that,
other.
those guys in front of you, because they're quietly, I'm not saying they're being disrespected, but maybe not getting the attention they deserve when you talk about Tim Keenan, the way he's playing, the way Justin Aboigbe has bounced back from a neck injury last year, Jaheim, obviously. Those guys are keeping the second level, not allowing offensive linemen to get to you guys, and you guys are able to make plays. Talk a little bit about the defensive line and how well those guys are playing this year.
Man, they violent. That's all I got to say. They violent. They know how to be destructive up front, and that's what we need. As linebackers on the second level. That's getting to the runner. That's trying to read our keys the best we can, and they make our job easier. So, I appreciate those guys, like all the D linemen. Really, I appreciate all those guys. Just making sure that they're doing their job, so we can do our job.
And the front seven's been tremendous this year. Let's grab another question here. This one coming in from Steve. What is your week like during a game week in terms of practice, watching film, meetings, lifting? And Steve wants you to know that you had a great game last week.
Appreciate it, Steve. Thank you. So I want to say, during the week of game week prep, actually, obviously we have school first in the morning, and we lift during the week too, and then we obviously have practice every day, and I want to say, practice is very intense, because we have to make sure that we understand what we have to do and what our objectives are at each position, so we can complete the job, complete the mission.
So obviously, your position, you're colliding with someone every play, and not just it's pretty violent collisions. When do you start to feel better again after a game? How many days does it take for your body to be like? And let's be honest, at this point in the season, you're probably not feeling great even later into the week. But when do you notice the soreness starts to wear off a little bit?
I mean, it's mainly just recovery is just key at this point. Just whatever you can do. I want to say just live in the training room really, and outside of here, just making sure that you're taking care of your body by yourself. Um, Understanding, how to take care of your body. Such as like doing your own thing like yoga, stretching, uh, any type of therapy that you can do outside of here is very important and is very key.
Does
For
lifting help with the soreness at all, with the lactic acid, or does it make it worse?
I, I don't want to say it no, it's not effective. It's not negative to us. It's definitely not. Because like even with like after practice when I lift, it makes me kind of feel more pumped up. It don't make me feel any type of sore or anything.
Yeah.
If anything, I feel like after we lift, we get our shakes in, and that just repairs everything for our muscles, to recover for the next day.
Yeah, you've nailed it there. It's all about recovering and taking care of yourself. Let's grab another question here. This one coming from Roger. He wants to. You kind of talked about it a little bit, but take us back to that moment. Because explain to us a little bit. Because Braz, it wasn't a straight pass rush. You can see when you watch Braz, he's
So
sort of like run.
yeah.
So take us in, and what are you reading and what are you looking at there?
So okay, so it was man coverage. So I was man on the tight end, and I was just hovering over him. And then Braz, he did an outstanding pass rush. He kind of basically finessed the pass rush. Like he made it seem like he was playing run, and then he just forklifted him and went to go grab that strip sack, and then I just came around the corner. When I seen the ball, like it was kind of crazy because I actually did it in high school too. I looked at it for a second, and then I didn't know like if they were going to count it as
Right,
incomplete or
right.
an actual fumble. So I was like, so then I ran. I said, oh snap, let me go let me go get that. So then I just picked it up and I scored.
Yeah, because the
And then after that,
ball sat there for a second. Like,
yeah, like the ball definitely sat there. I was just looking like, okay, I'm thinking it's an incomplete pass, about to just go on to the next down. I was like, oh no, you can't give up that. You got to go get it.
so I've watched that play probably 20 times, and I'm glad you said that because I probably misinterpreted what Braz was doing because I didn't know it was a straight pass rush because he really does dupe the left tackle into thinking he's playing the run. So that was a
Yeah,
straight pass rush the
that
entire
was
time.
that was a finesse pass rush. That was a finesse right there.
Yeah, he got him. I mean, he
Definitely
tricked
good.
me. He lulled that
Him
left tackle.
him. I want to say all of our pass rushers really. I give a big shout out to all of our pass rushers because them dudes they know what they doing up there. So
Yeah.
and
All right,
they do a dang good job at it too.
yeah. As did you, as recognized nationally with national awards this year and SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Andrew wants to know what changed in the second half of the defense against Tennessee.
Um, I want to say execution and just constantly dominating. That was our main challenge for the game. Just playing for 60 minutes. Coach Saban, he always preached that, and that's what we just had to do. We had to just keep on fighting, and we had to execute. and that's what we did for the second half. We won the ball game.
And tell me a little bit about the red zone defense, because they moved the ball, but you guys shut them down when they got in the red zone. I mean, they were not very effective. They got the one touchdown before half, but pretty much you guys were holding them to field goals.
Yeah, so I mean, like we practice those type of things and practice, during our game week, just making sure we understand what they're going to do in the red zone, how to stop it, like the down and distance, all those type of things. So that's what we prep for.
All right, let's grab another question here. This one coming to us from Lester wants to know, what was your reaction to being named Defensive Player of the Week? How'd you find out, and how excited were you?
So when Bama posted it, that's when I just found out. I didn't even know. And then, obviously, a bunch of fans in my family, they all congratulated me, which was very great. For me, I want to say, I'm very thankful and I'm grateful and I'm blessed. It's plenty of more to come. So
yeah,
I'm definitely excited.
You found out from social media? They didn't even tell you ahead of time?
No, I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
All right, we got to get Josh and Alex to give you a better heads up when you like that. All right, let's grab another question. This one coming into us from Tony. The inside linebackers are balling this year. What's the relationship with all you guys, and what's led to the increased productivity?
The inside linebacker group, I want to say, is just a brotherhood, like with every position group, I want to say on the team, but most importantly, the inside linebacker group, we're all brotherhood, and at the end of the day, it's like, let's say, like whoever gets hurt, you're next up. So, and we all understand that. We all know that. And we all love each other. We all congratulate each other. We all get on each other if we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. Just being accountable and being responsible for all of our actions.
So. And it was a tricky thing this offseason, right? I mean, you guys, Deontay was returning, Henry left, obviously, but there was a new guy entering that room in Trez, and obviously you guys all want to play, but you know the reality that a transfer coming in is probably going to be given a good shot to play. But it seems like you guys that hasn't really affected the way the relationships are. You guys are happy for each other.
We're all pretty much equal. We all understand different things in this group, and like I said, we're a brotherhood, man. So we all hold each other accountable. So.
Yeah. All right, let's grab another question here. This one comes from Kelly. Think you might have more competition from the security takedown on the runner of the field after. Have you seen that video?
I seen that. I seen that. That was crazy. I seen the video, but I didn't see it like in live in action in person.
So if you watch the video, break down his form. Was that good tackling form? Was it bad tackling form?
Chest to chest, near hip, near shoulder. I think it was pretty good. Whoever that is, whoever that security guard was, shout out to you.
There we go. I love it. All right, let's grab another question here coming from William. What are you doing during the off week? Do you have any plans?
Recovery.
Yeah.
Recovery, definitely big on recovery, and just making sure that I'm maintaining, being a linebacker and being a team player.
Just tell us, the majority of the people watching, almost all of us, have never played Division I Power 5 football. So we think we have an idea, but we really have no clue. What is, after 8 straight weeks of physical football, how does your body feel right now?
I mean, I got some bumps and bruises, a little wear and tear, but I don't really, I just got to keep on pushing. Like I don't necessarily think of it like, oh man, like dang, like what am I going to do? I just say, you just got to keep on pushing, because I can't do that in the next level, because then they really might cut you. So you can't feel sorry for yourself. You just got to just keep on going.
So it sounds like a big portion of it is mental, and how you mentally prepare yourself.
Really, I want to say mental toughness. That's definitely a big factor into just consistent games that'll just keep on going and going, and you're getting a lot of reps in the game too. Just definitely mental toughness and making sure that you're, like I said previously, just making sure that you keep your body in shape and recover.
And you're making me feel like a wimp, because after all I do is run. I run 3 or 4 times a week, a few miles, and I feel sorry.
Come in the training room. Let's go. Get you right.
Get my mind right. I love it. All right, let's grab it here coming from Kelly. How do you feel, or how are you preparing for the LSU game? I know you guys are be where your feet are. But have you started thinking about the LSU game yet?
During the week, I want to say we maintain like the practices as fall practices right now, and as that game comes, then we're going to be worried about that. As that week come, then we're going to be worried about the LSU game. But I want to say for the LSU game, it's just another opportunity to dominate and to execute and to show, fans and people worldwide who we are. So,
yeah. And I think this team is showing that each and every week. There's an emotional connection. I wrote that this week that this team, that the fan base has. It's pretty special to watch. Let's grab another question here. This one coming to us from Tia. Name one R&B song you know word for word.
One R&B song? I know a lot.
Like if I put you up on a karaoke machine and I didn't give you the words, but you could nail it word for word.
R&B. Like I need like an R&B singer. I don't, because there's a lot of them that I know.
Okay. All right,
like
Tia. Tia's been active the last few weeks on her questions, and she's always said
Ice Spice a lot though. I don't really listen to. This is pretty well. This is funny right here. Hey Tia, you got me with this one. I'll say Ice Spice. I don't listen to Lotto. Like I don't really listen to Lotto, but I definitely heard the Ice Spice.
All right, Tia again wants to know who's the fastest inside linebacker on the team.
I definitely want to say myself.
Go, hey.
I want to say myself, but the guys I don't know. They might disagree with me, but I feel like everybody in the room is definitely fast though. Like everybody in the room is fast, but I think I'm the fastest.
I like it. Don't be modest. Michael commented on the video. He said, "Man, I love that hoodie. Where did you get it?"
I got it from the equipment managers.
There you go. So that was just some standard gear that everybody gets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, there you go, Michael. Well, let me ask you this. Tia was asking about the fastest inside linebacker. We saw, just due to depth concern, we saw Jeremiah Alexander getting some reps inside now. I don't want to put him on the spot, but are there young players what do you look for in young players? And Donald here with a question. Are you impressed with Caleb Downs and other young players who?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. He's a big key factor in our defense. We're all like as a team, as a staff, I'm pretty sure, those guys are definitely interested in and appreciative of him. So he's definitely making a lot of big impacts on our team. So and we need to just keep on doing that.
Any other young players you're impressed with?
Really, like all of the freshmen, that's understanding the scheme, that's into the Bama standard, in practice, in the game, just doing the right things, right?
What do you look for when you're looking at a young player and you're the veterans are sitting around talking about, okay, watch out for this guy. This guy's got the stuff. What are you guys talking about? What are you watching them for to see if they got the right makeup?
I'm gonna tell you what I don't look for. I don't look for like the skill set because I know you got it. If you didn't have it, then you wouldn't be here.
Right.
I really look for the mindset, like the mental toughness that we were talking about earlier. Yep. In order to play the game for 60 minutes, even if if like you're a freshman and you're not even playing in the game, you're at practice, but just maintaining that mindset of, okay, this week I'm going to prepare like I'm a starter because I never know when my numbers are.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big understanding for like every freshman in the country.
When did that realization set into you for Caleb Downs? Obviously he was a guy that came in. We heard a lot about him.
Like one thing I noticed about him, like he knew what he wanted since he came here. I obviously like never knew him before he came here, but even like as a recruit, like I've seen him on and stuff, and he just looked really determined, and he just knew what he wanted. So yeah, I'm proud of him, and that kid, he's just gonna keep on going. That's it. So
yeah, I looked it up yesterday. He actually leads the SEC in solo tackles.
Really?
Number one in the SEC in solo tackles. He's got 39 solo tackles on the year.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. He is Jihaad Campbell. He's got the best smile on the team, phenomenal personality. I wish, I hope that this interaction that you guys had with Jihaad shows just a sliver of the personality he's got, because he's got a big personality, big heart. He's a phenomenal young man, and I was talking to Tripp Jihaad after the game, and we were talking about how happy we were for you. Just you're a good guy. You brighten every room that you enter, and for you to have that game, I wanted to ask you too. We haven't talked about it, but I thought one of the biggest plays in the game was the 4th down stop that you got. What were you reading there?
Say it again.
What were you reading there?
So the play was initially for me to come on a blitz, but then we had to check to a different call, and that check was me being right there, like that exact spot where I was at. So I mean, that play, it was God's hands. It was in God's favor. So I appreciate my whole teammates for executing that play and making that play even happen.
Yeah, huge play in the game.
Yeah.
Alabama was down 3. Jihaad gets the 4th down stop, and then a couple plays later, Jace McClellan is dancing in the end zone. Alabama has a lead that does not relinquish. And he is Jihaad Campbell, SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Phenomenal young man, and just a great week for him. And we couldn't be any more thrilled for you, Jihaad. We appreciate your time today. You take care of your body and do that recovery.
I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody that joined the show. Thank you, man. Have a good one.
Thank you. That was Jihaad Campbell, man. Just one of my favorites. Again, I say it every week, and I know it sounds like I'm blowing smoke, but it's really not. That when you get to do my job, and I'm one of the luckiest guys on the face of the earth to love what I do, you get to see beyond the football field, and you get to hear their stories, and you get to see them and interact with them on a weekly and daily basis, and they become I wouldn't say friends, but you just you see their stories, and you see what Jihaad has gone through in terms of waiting his turn to get on the field and to take advantage of that. I believe Saturday was his first career start against Tennessee. First career start. He goes out, he's winning national awards. He's SEC Defensive Player of the Week. And to know the happiness that brought him and his family, when you get to see it on a personal level, it takes it beyond just a college football game, and you're really happy for the young man. And just a great kid, and thankful he was joining us for Half Hour Huddle. For Jihaad Campbell and everyone else at Yay, Alabama, I'm Aaron Suttles, Director of Content. We'll catch you again next week on Half Hour Huddle.